Hearing none, motion's in order then for warrants in the amount of $436,012.46. You have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Steve makes a motion. We have a second.
I'll second it.
Campbell on the second. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there any opposed? Okay, motion carries. When annexation? Is that yours, Ron?
I just put this on the agenda as a kind of a cleanup item. The Heber City Council approved this annexation at the last meeting, so I think that it's over and done and no more to do unless the county wants to try to negotiate an agreement that that's the last one east of Mill Road.
I expect that we're still going to give you the sewer then from our system. That was kind
I'm
of
assuming we are because that commitment was made
that's kind of how we've left it.
last summer, as I understand it.
I just, in that meeting, I was at the last meeting, and I think Councilman Peterson was also, and they discussed the possibility of them coming and meeting with us. As I've talked to Mayor McDonald, there's no reason to meet. We voted in this board that we weren't going to oppose it. We lost our opportunity to oppose it at that last meeting. And so the die was cast. There was no reason to discuss it anymore unless they wanted to come to us. We invited them to come to us, they chose not to. We voted as a board to not oppose it. We gave us more time to discuss it, and at that point we lost that opportunity. So I chose to not schedule them to come. There was nothing to talk about.
I don't think we'd have changed their minds,
Well, probably not. That's why I didn't.
but I'm still okay with them based on
Yeah.
giving them sewer and more.
But as I've talked to Mayor, you mentioned that I've talked to Mayor McDonald. He's still open to talk about some kind of agreement to kind of settle things down and set a line there. And so I think we need to continue to pursue
We
that.
might want to do that. Okay. Anything else about it? Okay, the comptroller. I'll just make the motion as I have in the past. You want to do it?
No, I'd like to talk about it today.
Oh.
Just one
It's
thing,
open for discussion.
one thing I don't know that we necessarily clarified, but I just want to be explicit about it, is that the motion and the way we voted has not taken away Ron's ability to hire a Christian or continue to have a Christian on board.
I agree with
I'd
that.
like that to be clear.
That is, yes, I agree with that, and Ron and I have had that discussion.
Thanks.
With that, I'll make the motion that we make county records, SSD records office, the comptroller and records officer for Twin Creek Special Service District. We have a second.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Yeah, we have 2 to 5. Citizens Advisory Board, Steve.
Yes, when I first started on the council, we had a citizen advisory board for Twin Creeks, and we meet monthly prior to the board meeting, the district board meeting, and we'd go over issues and concerns. This citizen advisory board was made up of people from that area, and if we was having a rate increase, we'd talk about that with them first and get the feel for it before we move it forward and explain why we needed it. And I think this is a good PR move to get the information out, a good sounding board for our clients, who is the people in that district as our clients, to be able to bring issues to our attention, and we can take action on it there. All this would do, this advisory board would more or less just review what we're going to talk about in the board meeting, or whatever the manager wanted to present to this group. It was made up of 7 people from the area, with 1 representative from the council on it, and the manager of the district, or a representative from the district. And I think it's it just brings us closer to the users.
Was the county council member being non-voting? I guess they're not voting,
Yeah.
they're just advisory.
I know, I was on it before Steve, and I think we covered the whole agenda almost like it was a regular meeting, and they had all their input, and we just ratified here. Is that what you're still thinking?
Yes.
Other comments? How would we go about creating this? Steve, you anticipate just announcing that and taking volunteers or
I think
applicants?
we send out a monthly bill.
Yes.
We could put a letter in the monthly bill asking them if they're interested to contact the district. And the council would then select 7 for that group.
Would we want them, could they turn in their application like in Mike's office like we do with other, so it's a central collecting place?
I think in this case, is that how we did it in the past?
Just went to the district, yeah, in
And
the
we just went
past.
to the
And
district.
they
Ticket them.
have to designate time frame. They had a time frame, 2 years, or 4, you kind of alternated it. How
When we
many years
start,
they
we're just
wanted
gonna have to
to.
flip a coin and alternate them.
Kind of, yeah. And then, I used to go to them.
Come here instead of going to the county manager's office.
Yeah.
Well, I just think as a collection place, he wouldn't act on it, they just basically.
I think we should go to the
They could go to
district.
the district. Now, Steve, you said, is it 5 citizens and then the 2 reps, or is it 7 citizens and the 2? I thought it was
Well,
5 and the 2. What do you think?
Maybe it was 5 and.
My brother was on there, he just seems a little more man. Yeah.
Go ahead, Steve, sorry.
On the Twin Creek one, we had a representative from Lake Creek Irrigation Company, and then 4 others. It was 5.
5 and 2.
5 and 2.
Then that's kind of what you're saying. Okay, your thoughts?
Steve, is this in response to the annexation?
No. No, I think this is just a way of getting the information out to the users.
This has been a discussion for a couple of years. It's one we just haven't done.
How is it, I wasn't here, how is this different than what we had before the council took over all of the SSDs? Like, for example, JSSD.
That was a governing board.
That was an administrative control board.
Administrative.
Yeah,
control.
they actually voted, approved the warrants, and then in the budget for approval came back here. This is advisory only, they don't vote. They're, just so they're more aware, and
So they talk about that
The
items.
warrants, right?
they didn't
They
approve
did all
any.
of that.
Okay, they just talk about the items. on the
They would
agenda,
discuss every
give their
agenda.
input to the council members, and then the council members bring it kind of like a board
Yeah.
report.
This becomes a ratification report, more or less.
That's how I understand it, right, Steve? They're not administrative control, it's advisory only.
Advisory.
Okay, any other thoughts, questions? Steve, do you want to make a motion and start that process?
Can I ask,
Oh, excuse me, Ron, yes.
do minutes have to be kept on this type of?
We did.
And the citizens did the minutes.
They
One of the
appointed
citizens did their own minutes.
One of them was a
secretary. One of the members.
So Ron, you give them the agenda for that meeting based on what was coming out.
It's the same agenda we
Same agenda.
So, how many of these will there be districts going to consider?
Weren't you thinking the 3 big ones?
I don't know if we got enough citizens in the village at this point. But I think we start out with JSSD and Twin Creeks. North Village is mostly apartments and that.
So I would guess it'd be another 2 hours that afternoon before the board meeting.
But it doesn't have to be the same day.
It's a different day probably.
We usually had it the week prior.
And that would help facilitate what comes from Good for. You'd have it ready there, and then that just comes straight to us, and we'd have a week of it like you did this past week, which was nice. Appreciate it.
And then if we have a week like this one, we had 3 changes tonight.
Well, the
We'll
reason we
avoid
have the
that.
week early is because
I know,
but they're still not.
it worked out.
Okay, and Steve, do you have a motion?
I'll make the motion that we ask the manager to work on setting up a Citizens Advisory Board for Twin Creek Special Service District, made up of the users within the district.
Second. As far as discussion, there used to be kind of a 3-page operations type manual, or we call it a manual description of what their role was, and we still have that around.
I don't know,
I think I had anything like that, I just have the old numbers information, but I don't remember
It
seeing
may not
anything
hurt
like
maybe
that.
for Steve to, we ought to have at least a 1-pager as to what their responsibility is.
Steve, you said that in the open one, I was a representative of one of the irrigation companies.
we had Lake Creek irrigation on that board because they was the owner of the water.
So do we want to, in the new one, specify that one of the 5 needs to be from that irrigation?
I think it would be good.
And then the other 4 would be at large
Yes.
in the district.
Okay, Steve, will you put the paper together then that kind of describes this
Yes.
and also the positions? Okay. Any other comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Okay. Any other business, Ron?
Yes. One item, I handed out to you a 2-page 4th amendment to the interlocal agreement regarding the Red Ledges property. This doesn't affect Twin Creeks, but we are a party to this interlocal agreement, so it's necessary for us to sign this as well as the parties that are involved. This involves a bypass road that's required in the agreement to be built this year, and Red Ledges has negotiated with Heber City to postpone the completion of that road through October 31, 2019. So it has no effect on water or sewer service, but I'm asking that you approve for me to sign this agreement as we are parties to the original agreement.
I'd like to, I guess, because I'm aware of this, there are some triggers that will possibly create the need for that prior to 2019.
Correct.
That doesn't concern us.
This is not I guess why do you need our approval on
It's a main informational, it's between those two.
I think you have that, you sign that as you see fit. But,
I was
I
going
mean,
to
it's good that we're informed and understand, but that, I don't think takes, and if I'm wrong, tell
No,
me.
I agree.
I've been asked the question, how come we weren't party to the other 3? This is the 4th one, and they've extended it 3 times without even talking to us. And I think Mike Davis, the county manager, was agreed to those. I don't remember whether we talked about it, but they were asking that.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, anything else, any other business for Twin Creeks? Hearing none, all in favor of adjournment, say aye. We are adjourned.
Motion.
Aye, Dick.
Motion.
I'll second.
Adjournment.
Sorry about that. I think at
On
least
Mike, follow through.
we want to have the, we want with the argument tonight.
Yeah, that's
I don't think we were arguing about the journey.
we just disagree.
Three, someone ready.
You're ready.
Okay, we'll open the meeting for March 9th for North Village Special Service District and go to the minutes. Motion, if there is them.
Oh, motion to approve. We're good, we're going?
Yep.
You're going.
Approval of minutes, yeah, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes as written.
Greg makes the motion, second by Kip, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Warrant list.
It's not the 93, do we have a new one here too? We do, don't we?
We did.
What's the total?
103,986.52.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have a motion?
So made.
Have a motion and a second? Second by Mike, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Financial controller, somebody else want to do it?
You got it down.
Fine. I'll make the motion then.
Do we want to talk about it again?
More discussion might not help. I'll make the motion then that we make the county SSD controller officer, the comptroller, and the records officer for North Village Special Service District. Is there a second?
Second.
Steve makes a second. Is there any other discussion? Dan, ask your chance.
No, thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Nay.
Okay, 5-2 then. No by Dragon Kip. Citizens Advisory Board. Steve, you want to hold this one?
What's the board's feeling? I don't think we have, other than up at Wasatch Commons, we don't have any other citizens.
Do you have any active development actually happening up there besides the ones up on the ridge?
Just Jordan Ridge and Riverview.
I think we might want to consider this because in discussion with some people from Heber City government, elected officials and the manager, they believe that there's property owners that want to be annexed, but some people from the county have reached out to property owners and they've said, no, they don't want to be annexed into Heber City. So maybe a citizens advisory board might be in order for our village so that we can really get a good, clear understanding from where these citizens want to go.
It can't hurt to get the system rolling for that matter.
What do you think, Steve?
I think it's a good idea.
Are you
You
proposing?
might have to, out of the city district, you might need to put some of the larger property owners. Ask them.
Yeah, because that's where I think the city, what I've heard is that the city's reached out to them,
Right,
Not-
and the city is,
to the large property
right,
owner.
and some of the people in the city have said
Yeah.
the other way, and so I'd like to just hear directly from them that a citizen advisory board would be a good way to do it.
Steve, or I guess this is the group that we have. We don't really have an irrigation company involved. We'd probably go for 5 citizens on this one. Okay. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, then let's go with the motion. That's a good point Kip just brings up. I mean, are we going to solicit this differently than just a general announcement? Are we going to go to landowners? Or I guess they'll get the announcement like everybody else.
They don't get water bills, do they, like the
No.
others?
We ought to modify it, though, make sure all the landowners get it up
Yeah.
there.
I would need a list of those. I don't really know.
Or their representative.
I think we can find that.
I'll make the motion, we set up a citizen advisory board, similar to what we're doing in Twin Creeks, or North Village Special Service District.
Have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second, and the components of this and the mechanism, or the requirement, not requirements, but whatever they're responsible for, Steve, will be under each, you'll get a speaker.
Yes.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Okay. Do we have any other business, Ron? No. Hearing none then, motion to adjourn. A motion to adjourn, second. All in favor, say aye. We're adjourned. That was enthusiastic. Okay.